Hmm? Jamie, I know.
I didn't mean to join
He
your
is.
party, Oliver. I'm commentating.
It's alright, just leave a wave if you want to.
Hello. Hello. Sorry, Jamie.
Good evening and welcome back to JSR for Season 8, Tier 1, Round 6 at the British GP. What an iconic circuit to venue as well. My name is Indigo and I'll be your commentator for tonight. Thank you for having me in the league. And we are here in Silverstone and first introduced since 1950, one of the 4 races been around since the Formula 1 World Championship began in that year. Monza, I think it's Monza, Belgium, Silverstone and also Monaco has been around since then. And let's talk about Belgium as well. The Belgian Grand Prix is alternated, I think, around the calendar. I'm not quite sure what the track has been replaced, but that could be quite interesting. Unfortunately, the Belgian Grand Prix then has been around every single year since the 1950 Formula 1 World Championship. And unfortunately, it's going to be rotated around whatever track it is. Hopefully, it's a good track as well. As we get on the track there for the first time with Fred Hertz in the Ferrari. He's typically in the Ferrari in the other leagues as well. Let's see what the Ferrari driver could do because he's really, really quick, and I know he's had some decent results as well here. As he finished in P1 at the he finished in second place twice at the Portuguese and the Austrian Grand Prix, and also he finished in third place at the Belgian Grand Prix in last race as well. So Fred Hertz has got some decent performances. Currently fourth in the championship ahead of Milan Langer and behind Ryan in the championship. Fireblaze currently second place and Robbie, currently first as the Belgian driver currently leads the championship then. So we'll see how it goes in Silverstone as we watch Fred Hertz on his outlap there to see what he could do. As we've got more drivers coming out on the circuit then. So the last race was at the Belgian Grand Prix, and it was Kevin who won the Grand Prix on his first appearance as well, because Kevin hasn't raced this season until the last race, and he managed to finish in first place as well. So what a fantastic drive. Then Robert came second in Belgium, and third place went towards Fred Hertz, I think it was, as well. So let's see then as the Ferrari driver makes his way towards Stone now, as he's preparing the tyres up, just trying to get the tyres into the right working window and making sure that everything's warmed up and ready to go for his first lap around here. Taking a tour around here, so we'll see what lap he can cook up around here. 5.8 kilometer circuit. Around the final corner he goes then to open up a lap around here in Silverstone as he makes his way on the Lewis Hamilton main international straight, heading towards turn 1, flicking in at the 50 metre board through turn 1 and turn 2, carrying a lot of speed. Dab on the brakes before the 50 metre board, lock up on the entry, kiss the apex then as we want to bring it over to the right side to open up the corner in turn 4. And already Venture Oak unfortunately has a foul place grid penalty with Yordi. Not quite sure what happened there between those two, but already in this qualifying session. There's controversy as we make our way towards Brooklyn. Then down to the gears in fourth. They're a bit ahead to go towards Brooklyn, but nevertheless still makes the corner and still carries the speed he needs to as we make our way out of Brooklyn's. Then Luffield, sorry, this can be a difficult corner, especially with getting traction on the floor as well. Before we make our way towards the old pit straight, headed towards Cop. They're flicking in at the 50-meter board, carrying the speed through. No signs of lifting off through there as you want to take it flat out in these Formula One cars as we make our way now towards Maggis and Beckett as well, and Chappell goes a bit wide but gets on the curb and he makes sure he keeps it with the track limits there because it's so easy to overdo it in that corner by carrying too much speed and therefore invalidating your lap time. Here he is then as he flicks it in, no double the brakes there, it's just a lift off and back on the throttle again as he exits the corner. Before we make our way towards the final three corners in, there we go, these slow speed corners where it can catch a lot of people out because you arrive there at such speed as the first time is going to be a 25.8 for Finn Hertz in the Ferrari, and we'll see who else out there can challenge him as the Haas makes its way towards the line. Kevin, last week's race winner, goes into second place, but that is a Saito lap. I presume he made a mistake. Yes, he did. I think he validated lap time. So, unfortunately, Kevin made a mistake on that lap time. Torpe, the finishman, in the kick Sauber, goes up into second place ahead of Kevin there with a 27.5. So, not the lap times I expected from these drivers yet, but it is early doors in qualifying. So, these are just cycle laps. Exploratory first lap time to see or test out the track limits around here. Or we don't know the fuel runs around here, too. Avenger Oak goes up to P3 with a 27.0, 8 tenths away from Ryan in second place there. Ryan currently P3 in the championship is the McLaren driver. I'll get the tyre stats for you up so I can... Yep, Kevin is on the intermediate tyres then. Didn't really see that when he crossed the line, but there he is then. Second appearance here in JSR, and we'll see, can he repeat what he did in Belgium by winning the Grand Prix. Rabbi Jacobs goes up to P3 with a 26.3. Fireblaze goes up to P4 with a 26.5. They're 2 tenths away from Robbie Jacobs. Fireblaze currently in a championship fight with Robbie as well. He's currently about 22 points away from Robbie, so he's done a fantastic job. And also, if I do mispronounce your names, do bear with me. I am an Englishman, so it's quite hard to... pronounce people's names as Fireblaze able just saw across the lines go up into P4 in the Mercedes. His teammates behind him with a 26.8. A good friend of mine, both of them, and also a commentator as well, is Milan Alanga, and he's coming on the track 3 tenths away from Fireblaze, but it is the first lap time, so we expect to see more improvements there as time goes on. Is this short qualifying or long qualifying? I'm not quite sure. But here comes Sen then, comes towards the line in the kick Sauber. He puts himself into P8 ahead of his Finnish driver. Look at that, exactly 200ths away there, or 2 tenths away is Sen and Torpe. So equally balanced as the nearest 10th. Jordi in P13 is going to go for a flying lap in the Aston Martin. And so let's see what lap time he could do. And currently Jordi going towards turn 1 and turn 2 in the Aston Martin. And we'll see what he could do. Seb Vettel is usually in the Aston Martin, but unfortunately he is not here tonight, as I think Jordi's a new driver. But look at that, almost spins the car, and he's out of control, arriving into the scene. And it is his first race of the season, it must be said, for Jordi as well, so hopefully he can get up to speed. Also, Sen in the Kick Sauber has done one race, but unfortunately DNF'd in one of those races, so hence why he's got no points so far, so we're looking to try and get some points on the board. Dylan, interesting, on the mini compound tyres, goes up to P6 ahead of Venture Oak, so that's a competitive lap time. And Kieran says, I heard the F2 Championship standards are really interested. Well, Kieran, I'm a new commentator here, mate. I'm a new commentator altogether. So this is my first race here for this league. So I'm not quite sure what's happening in Division 2, but we'll see then if F2 is closer. I would love to commentate for F2 and F1, but at the same time, I've got other commitments as well, so I can't really do it. But I'll have a quick look at the F2 Championship if I can find it, because it should be in the standings somewhere in the Discord channel chats. But Jordi then out of Chapel, goes towards Stone now, into 6th gear, quick dab on the brakes, into 5th as well, carrying a lot of speed. I know a lot of people used to have trouble with track limit violations at the exit of Stowe, but it seems a bit easier these days. But Jordi goes back in the pit lane. Here's his teammate Snipes on a lap time. Only fueled the car for 1 lap. As you can see on the MFD down the bottom, he's only fueled the car for 1 lap only. So he best hope this makes it count on these soft compound tyres. Here he is then as he flies through. He goes towards so that is. See plenty of great battles in that corner. Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen as well, having their moment down at Vale in 2019. Here he is, Snipes, comes towards the line, goes up into P4, right behind Ryan Benink in P3. As Misha goes up into P2 in the RB, so that's a great lap time there from him. But nobody seems to be challenging the man in P1, Finn Hertz, in the Ferrari then, as he's currently going for another flying lap on a brand new set of soft hard tyres. So this will be his second lap on these set of soft hard tyres, and we'll see, can he improve then as we go once aboard again with the Ferrari driver EVE. That's his name. He's currently on PC, I think, not on PlayStation, as he makes his way now towards the final corner we go. So on board once again with the provisional pole man as we go towards turn 1 and turn 2, full speed through both corners as we make our way now towards turn 3, just braking before the 50-meter board, get the car turned in. Nice rotation on the front end there, the car complying well with his steering inputs, but as you can see, a bit of movement on the back end there, but gets on the loud pedal once again with a bit of overtake to power his way out the corner. DRS enabled as well on the Wellington straight as we head down towards Brooklands, only a few hundreds up in the first sector, but plenty more time to be found as the track will continue to evolve as well, and also he'll improve as the time goes on. We exit then, I think it is Luffield and Woodcut, that little corner there. Some people you really use that corner as well. I used to validate that corner as well. As we make our way now towards Cops we go, flat out corner. We saw, I think, back in 2018 when Romain Grosjean and Carlos Sainz came to blows there. And also Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, who also had contact there as well. Before we make our way now towards Chapel, DRS enabled once again. His middle sector, purple middle sector there for Finn Hertz as he continues to improve. Here's a lap time by almost 2/10. Here he is then before we make our way down towards Stowe we go. Back on the loud pedal once again, and we'll see, can he keep it nice and tidy in these final 3 corners? Some people really do struggle because they're a bit too eager on the throttle, but look at that nice balance in there on the throttle. We head towards the checkered flag. It's a 25.8 and he improves by 600ths of a second then, so still in the 0.8, but still on provisional pole. Look at that then, Rob Jacobs in P5 in the Red Bull improves by 2/10 alone in the first sector. So it looks like Robbie's on a good lap time. So we'll stay on board with him as he makes his way down towards Cops. I know the Red Bull driver does have good pace in the Red Bull camp as now we make our way towards Maggots and Beckett's. We go flat up and we gradually get slower as we make our way a lift off through there. Look at the back end, the car really complaining there as you should see the mouth of speedy carry through there. That's unbelievable. There is so much grip on this game. The car kept turning in the right direction. He carried the speed through into the high-speed corners. No signs of lifting off either. That's just incredible with the grip on this game as he locks up going towards Vale then before we make our way towards the penultimate corner as he rides the curb. Here he is. Here comes the Red Bull driver. Across the line is a 26.0 as he's currently over 2/10 slower than Finn Hertz in P1 then. So Ryan's out there on a lap time. There he is in the McLaren. A 10th up improvement for him as he goes towards Cops now. He's got Mercedes right in front of him. Both Mercedes are on their outlap, so hopefully for those two, they don't give Ryan a slipstream for their sake as he flies through Maggots and Beckett's. He goes. Let's see his second intermediate split then. We'll see if he improves in the middle sector. Yes, he does by 2 and a bit tenths up. This could put him into P2. Can he find more time to join Finn Hertz in the 25 club? We're about to find out now. He goes into 5th gear. Do you know what? I love to see everyone's own preferable choices into corners because some people like to take it through 6th or 5th gear. It's all about the setup as well and your own choice, your own driving style and capability. Ryan goes up into P2. It's a 25.9. That's an amazing lap time there. Also on PC is Ryan Benink in P2. Misha is 100 down or a few hundreds down in the first sector is the RB driver. As he makes his way out of Luffield now, Kaiken Haas goes up into P6 in the McLaren. Timmy goes up into 11th place in the Alpine, just shy out of the top 10. But we keep an eye on Dylan because Dylan is currently on the medium hard tyres, and I think he's on the soft. But somebody's gone for a spin at turn 1. That's quite interesting. He's going backwards. Okay, that's quite strange. But he's going to start at the back of the field anyway. Did he have a qualifying ban? I'm not quite sure. So we're still on board with Misha. Misha is a few hundreds down in the middle sector, so he is not improving. But can he find more time in the last sector? I wonder as he flicks it now towards Stowe. We go. And once again, the slowest part of the track is right here as we make our way nicely. Good change of direction there on the steering as he makes his way towards the line, goes or stays with the P4, improves by 0.08 of a second. So anybody else out there, Snipes with a P5. Fireblaze is up into P3. The man who is P3 in the championship is up into third place and improves by 0.5 of a second. Where's is his teammate? Milan Langer is back in the pit lane there, so not satisfied with his lap time. Here comes Jordi towards the line now. Let's see what he can do in the Aston Martin. His first lap, he goes into P6. And that's a good statement there, as it's his first appearance this season as well. So good effort there for both Aston Martin drivers, as one of them goes for a spin in the middle as he resets the track as well. Hopefully that doesn't get into trouble. As Kevin, the man that won the Belgian Grand Prix, 2.4 seconds up in the middle sector then. Currently hasn't got a lap time so far, or shall I say, not a representative lap time. So here he is then, as he makes his way now towards Stowe we go. Let's see, where can this put him in the house? Let's see, as we make our way towards the final three corners. Look at that, using the outside curb too, for a bit more turning and a bit more time. A bit of a wobble on as he makes his way towards the line. What's it going to be? It's pole by 1,000th of a second. Can you believe that? Only by 1,000th there between Kevin and Finn Hertz, who's going for his last flying lap in the Ferrari then potentially, as he's on his third set of soft compound tyres. If you choose the balance strategy, you get 3 sets of soft compound tyres. If you do the softer, you get 4. But he doesn't have time to do a fourth one if he does have a new set of soft compound tyres. So this is very early there between Finn Hertz. I wonder, is he one of those drivers that likes to go out early? Because if you invalidate that one lap, you get that second lap. So maybe that's what he's doing, because people like me, I like to go out pretty early, because if I validate my first lap, I've got enough fuel to go for a second lap. I'm not one of those drivers who can put a lap on the board immediately. It takes a bit of time to settle in. But Finn Hertz looks like he's settled in and dialed in so far. Is the Ferrari driver, the Dutchman, coming towards now Luffield. And his first set, so we saw that he improved by 100th of a second there. So only a bit, or should I say 300th of a second there. So only a slight improvement, but we still got the middle sector and the final sector to go. Can Finn Hertz find a time to reclaim pole? He only needs about 2,000 there to get pole back away from Kevin then. So here we are, we flicking in towards Maggins and Beckett's, downshifting into 7th gear there. He lifted off. I think, who was at the time? I think Ryan didn't lift off at all going towards Chapel. So it's very interesting to see the different lines and how they approach different corners, all these drivers. As we make our way now towards Stowe, for Finn Hertz taking a wide angle through there, but misses the apex slightly. Will that compromise him a bit, I wonder? Here he is then, as he gets to the brakes once again for the final time, as we make our way now towards these final three corners, just experimenting with the throttle there, getting back in the power. Here he is then, cross the line, it's a 25.6, and Finn Hertz retakes pole by about under 0.2 of a second then. Is anybody else out there going to challenge him? Not Robbie Jacobs, unfortunately, who has invalidated his lap time, but with vast majority on their out laps then. So we'll see. Milan Langer headed towards the line. There's a Red Bull right behind us. Venge Oak in P13 right behind him. So the line astern is Milan and Venge Oak. Quite an interesting strategy there between these two, but if Venge Oak gets a bit too quick, if he's too quick, he'll be in the dirty air, and of course, in the dirty air, in the slow speed, high speed corners, he'll lose that big time. Milan Langer is breaking the slipstream, but at the same time, you don't want to be in the middle. You don't want to be on the right side of the track, because there's a bump. But Veg Oak locks up slightly, but still makes the apex as we make our way now using the middle of the road, because you don't want to take a tight angle through there as you want to open up the corner on the exit. And the exit on Luffield there. Making our way through Woodcut now. Venge Oak will pick up a decent slipstream behind the Mercedes driver before we flick our way now towards Cops we go. No signs are lifting off through there. It is fully flat tire in these Formula 1 modern day cars. It's incredible to see the speed they take through the fast speed corners. Look at this. Nice and even. And oh, Milan's gone off the track. He's made a big mistake. And that's his last time ruined, unfortunately. So, and an RB smashed to the bollards as well. Veg Oak is up in the middle sector. I'm not quite sure how much he is, but unfortunately for Milan, P12 is his best, as that's where he will be unfortunately starting, unless anybody else can improve. Kick is joined. Kick has joined the session. As here comes Veg Oak now, coming towards the finish line. It's going to be P10 for him. Gets himself inside the top 10. Kraken Haas currently 500 up in the first sector is the McLaren driver, but where is our main competitors? They're on the outlap. both Kevin and Ryan Benink. Kick won't be able to start qualifying because the time is up, but he will be able to choose a car. So 18 drivers for this race. I mean, no, Kick is quite quick. Kick is quite quick. There's a tongue twister for you. He's very quick, so I'd love to see what he'll do from the back end of the field in 18th place there. But Kraken Haas flicking the McLaren through the Magnus and Beckett's complex as Kick is short the session. He'll start 17th because McTimmy has been disqualified from the session from driving backwards. Oh, here comes Kraken Haas now, coming towards Cops we go, or Stowe, sorry. He won the Bahrain Grand Prix, finished third in Portugal, and he didn't appear at the Belgian Grand Prix. So Kraken Haas has got a few podiums under his belt this season. Here he is as he makes his way out of the final two corners. He goes towards the line, he goes up into P7, but he improves by 0.3 of a second. Now, back towards Kevin, and back towards... Ooh, if I could get back towards them, what's going on here? My thing wasn't working just then, but back towards Kevin. He is currently a few hundreds up in the first sector. Where's Ryan? Ryan's further up the road, going out of Woodcut, coming towards Cops. Is Ryan Benink. Is there any more time left in the McLaren? He needs to find a bit more time. He needs to find 0.3 of a second if he wants to challenge Finn Hertz for first place. Look at this then, carrying a lot of speed. He only lifts off as he's... Oh, it's a double downshift. There's a Sabu spun down there. Hopefully he gets out of the way. And Ryan Benink is coming in 2/10 down in the middle sector. So it's not looking good for the McLaren driver, unfortunately. Kevin, however, is coming in a few hundreds up in the middle sector. Now he's a few hundreds up in the middle sector again. So he did improve by 0.04 of a second in the middle sector there. Sorry, I got a bit confused because I thought he was already in the middle sector, because it said it up there. But Misha is coming in a lap time 2 in P6. Here comes Kevin now towards the final three corners, and we'll see how he takes them very nicely through there as he exits the final corner. Where can Kevin go? He stays. Oh, look at that. Found a bit more time in the last sector. It's a 25.6, and that was super close there. There is about 600 separating Kevin and Finn Hertz. Do you know what? That was super close. It is 600 of a second there. Anybody else out there? Nope. Qualifying has ended, and it's Finn who takes pole at the British GP. Yes, Venjo does have a fireplace equivalency. Let's not forget to mention that. But there it is then. Finn Hertz on pole ahead of Kevin in the Haas. Ryan Benink in P3. Fireplace in 4th ahead of Robbie Jacobs. Misha P6. Kraken Haas 7th place ahead of Snipes. Dylan Hummel in P9 up to 26.2. Jordi P10. Venchoke in 11th ahead of Champ. Milan Langer, Torpe, Sen, Richie, Kick and McTimmy. Expected more from Richie. Hopefully he has better race pace, I dare say, because I saw that lap time 2 seconds off, so I really hope he has more in him. It's going to move on to the race then for the 26-lap race around here in Silverstone, and this should be an interesting one. There's plenty of opportunities to overtake, plenty of places to battle as well, so it should be an absolute classic. We'll see what happens once the timer ticks out to 0. Kick is in the Williams, so he usually is in the Williams. Robbie, though, the man who's leading the championship, 21 points ahead of Fireblaze. Ryan's there as well in P3. Finn Hertz has got a big chance to try and close. And here are the rest of his rivals. The championship standings, I'll read them out to you as well. So Robbie, the Belgian, in first place, 149 points ahead of Fireblaze, who's on 127, 21 points behind. Ryan with 102 points in third place, ahead of Finn Hertz with 92, so 10 points separating Finn and Ryan. Milan Langer in P5 with 62 points, just a bit too further back. He has scored a podium at the Monza Grand Prix. DNF'd in the first race, DSQ'd in the second race. Kevin, who finished, sorry about that, who was in 6th place, and he's only had one race, and that was at the Belgian Grand Prix. So he catapulted up the order to go up to 6th place in one race. Kraken Haas, who's currently in 7th place, won the Bahrain Grand Prix, finished 3rd in Portugal, but there's no formation lap. And we are underway for the British GP. Good start there for Finn as he gets up into first place, stays ahead. Ryan Benning goes up into second place, overtaking Kevin. Here comes the Red Bull around the outside. Now it's the inside line for turn 2, but in contact there. But Robbie Jacobs is up into P3 as we go wheel to wheel in towards turn 3 we go. As Robbie outside now has the inside line going towards turn 4 on the soft compound tyres. That's a very interesting strategy. There's a few people on the soft compound tyres. We don't really see that in league racing, but I think there's different rules here, which Milan probably forgot to tell me. As we head down towards Brooklands right now, they're all piling on the pressure on each other. Here comes Champ on Dylan up the inside in towards Brooklands we go as they go side by side. This is the two teammates on the Aston Martins about to go wheel to wheel. One's on the softs and the other's on the mini compound tyres. So chat, let me know. Timmy's gone for a spin on the hard compound tyres. Let me know if there's any rules here. Is it a two-stop race? Because this is very interesting. We don't see people in soft compound tyres, but they are. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. Could there be rain on the way? I can't see why rain will be appearing because it is quite sunny out there, but it could be a mandatory two-stop. What's I'm thinking. But anyways, here we are then. Before we head down on the hangar straight, there's Ryan right to the back of it hurts as we make our way now towards Stowe. We go in the background. That's his teammate Kaiken fighting the RB for P6 as we all catapult our way down towards the final three corners. Here comes Kaiken on the inside. Oh, there's contact there and more contact, but luckily not in the spin as the Aston Martin there almost gets his nose cone wiped off. Lap 1 has ended, we're on lap 2 right now, and Jordan's gone for a spin, unfortunately. Was there contact between the Williams? And Milan Langer is also P16, so he's also gone for a spin. But Ryan is right to the back of Finn Hurst then. As here he is then, going towards turn 3. Look at the speed and confidence. He's switching lines there. Gets a much better exit, but has a bit of wheel spin. Now they go wheel to wheel, in towards turn 5. A sharp left-hander that could have easily ended in contact there. And now he pulls out with the DRS wide open. Finn Hurst going defensive, but here comes right down the inside. He takes the Grand Prix away from Finn already in this Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed. But somebody in the chat needs to let me know if this is a mandatory two-stop race because, like I said, we don't really see people on soft compound tyres in any single race at all, really. So. But as long as Finn Hurst can stay behind Ryan, not let him pull away, this battle should continue between these two. A very fearsome battle indeed in the championship between these guys. Ryan's currently P3 in the championship standards. And look at Robbie as well. All of the back of Finn Hurst there. So Finn is under massive pressure as we make our way down towards the hangar straight. Here comes Finn once again. Goes around the outside as he reclaims the lead before Stowe puts himself back into first place. Here comes Dylan now on Champ as these guys are scrapping away for P9 and P10. Veg Oak is up to P11 head of Torpay in 12th place there. Great start for Veg Oak despite a 5-place grid penalty. AMS Kick versus Jordan to go side by side in towards the final two corners. The Williams gets on the curb, bounce over the curb as the Aston Martin stays ahead as well. Those two unfortunately had their own misfortunes as we make our way now towards turn 3. These guys continue to scrap away once again. Thanks to the DRS zones around here, it is very easy to stick in each other's DRS as now we make our way out of turn 5 between Ryan and Finn Hurst once again as the DRS is enabled. Here comes Robbie Jacobs waiting as well. Here comes the McLaren around the outside. Robbie Jacobs is boxed in as we go wheel to wheel into Brooklands we go side by side, wheel to wheel as Ryan just squeezes ahead of the Ferrari driver. This is fantastic between these guys here. Here comes Kevin as well on the medium compound, looking to get past the Red Bull at any given moment. He's on the medium compound tyres, of course, so his tyres will be better than the soft runners just in front of him as we make our way now towards Cops with all these guys just bunched on each other's DRS. A big DRS train around here, a high-speed chase of cat and mouse. If you do hear me cough on the stream, I am ill again, so that's what I say every single week. I am ill, so apologies about that one. But here he is then, Finn with the DRS wide open, pulls out, goes to the left hand side. Here comes Robbie Jacobs as well, side by side with the McLaren. The McLaren's about to lose 2 places there, but keeps the throttle pinned as it. Oh, look at that, a massive bump. There was an invisible bump there as Robbie Jacobs felt it as he stayed in P3. So Ryan Benning there, saved by a bump as he almost got outdone by 2 drivers there. He keeps the pressure on Finn Hurst for the time being. But Kevin will be looking with interest as well because he's on the medium compound tyres. We know the soft compound tyres fade away quite quickly here as well. But these guys doing soft to medium or mediums to softs as well. I've never seen this strategy The only time I've seen this strategy was in the older games, because I know the soft compound tyres, they fade away dramatically, but I think these drivers know something I don't. And here we are then with the DRS wide open, the top two continue to swap places there as we head down towards the Brooklands corner we go. Geordie has left the session, unfortunately, so he is out for the time being. I'm not quite sure if it was internet or a rage quit as Milan gets ahead of Richie. Those two go side by side now, but Richie goes a bit wide and allows Milan to go through up into P14. AMS kick is right behind. But it's so intense here as Veg Oak is up into P9. That's a great recovery drive too, but look at that. Here comes Ryan, but he's not going to go side by side in towards Magazine Beckett. It'll be wise to do so. Think about the long game as well. You can't afford to make any sort of risky move, especially on the early stages of this Grand Prix. But with DRS enabled, it should be easy. What about Robbie Jacobs as well? Will Robbie Jacobs take advantage? Here he is, though, flying down the straight. He gets past the Ferrari. What about the McLaren driver? The McLaren driver just stays ahead as Fane unfortunately has lost 2 places. The Sauber spun, and it's this virtual safety car. A VSC has came out as in the pit lane goes Kijk and Haas and the McLaren too. But that's a very odd place to crash. Sen has put it in the wall. And a safety car has been deployed. Safety car has been deployed, guys. If you look on your map, there's the yellow car. So some of these people have missed the pit lane. Oh my goodness me. Could that be a impact on this race as well? Here comes the safety car right in front of us as the Sauber driver facing the wrong way. Oh, Ryan almost hit the back of the safety car there. I had to double check if he did so. But Zen has been disqualified. So that's one Sauber out of the Grand Prix. If I remember correctly, did the exact same thing, qualified too, so for some reason, spinning on the straight. I thought it made a big impact, but at the same time, the safety car came out while these guys were passing the pit lane. So has it put them at a disadvantage? The soft compound tyres runners could have gone to the mediums or hards, but it looks like these guys have to follow the safety car. The guys who pitted from 13th downwards could be at a big advantage with fresher rubber on their car. Can they make their way through the field now? But Geordie has left the session, but somebody tell Geordie to get back in because the safety cars came out. I can see a few people being upset about the safety car because it's put some people at a real disadvantage, especially the soft runners who are looking to get off the soft compound tyres. As Duct Tape says, a lekker ding. En jou, je bent een lekker ding, jongen. Yeah, so I can see that some people are not happy about this safety car. Just looking in the comment section to see what people have said. Whoever went on to have the safety car got the golden scar. Yep, so that's Fortnite reference from Dylan there. So it's people like Misha in P11 we need to keep an eye out for on a brand new set of midi compound tyres. There he is there, so watch out for this driver. The pendulum may have swung in his favour, and we'll see him. Can he use these new tyres as more people are diving in the pit lane then as Torpe gets a 10-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. The Mercedes goes off and he overtakes him. I think that's Milan who just did an overtake onto the grass in the pit lane. Was it Milan? It should have been. I think it is. Where is he? I can't find him. I can't, my thing's been glitched. I can't find him. So Alan Langer has just overtaken somebody in the pit lane, but actually he joins in P17. So, in fact, he gets ahead of the Sauber driver. But that's a nice overtake there from Alan. As for some reason, Jordi's overtaking Kijk and Haas. Kijk and Haas is desperate to overtake, of course, but Kijk and Haas and Misha has been benefiting. Fireblaze is left out there on the automated compound tyres. This second phase of the race has completely changed. The trajectory of this race has now been completely swung around as we now see people on different strategies. Their plans have gone out the window. Everybody's plans have now changed in this Grand Prix. We've got different leaders, and the people who are leading are now at the back of the field. And that's what happens when a safety car comes out, because sometimes a safety car can put you in a big advantage, like for the people like Misha and Kijk and Haas and the guys behind. But at the same time, it can really destroy your race, safety cars. And that's probably what's happened to some people. But we'll see then in this second half. It should be very interesting to see what happens in this second phase. We got a long way to go still. Anything could happen. But this safety car that Senna's caused has spun the strategy around. And we'll see what happens later on in this Grand Prix as well. And somebody says, did anybody see me take the bump? Yeah, I did. I saw you take the bump, Robbie, don't worry. The safety car is in at the end of this lap. So, racing will resume once again. And we'll see what happens then with this safety car changing the strategy around, completely muddling up the order. So here we are then. Let's see what happens with 20 laps left to go. A safety car came out very early in this race. It is Fireblaze, the man who's currently P2 in the championship. He will lead them away. He will decide where to go. But the problem is for Milan, for Fireblaze and Dylan and Veg Oak, they're on all meeting compound ties. There's contact between those two there. But luckily, no Fireplace crew penalty or 5-second penalty given out for contact. So we presume racing once again. Then away we go. The person to keep an eye out is Misha in P4 on a brand new set of medium compound tyres, looking to progress. His first target is Veg Oak. They're going side by side as we head down towards turn 3. A bit of movement there on the braking. Kaiken Haas gets ahead of Geordie. But Misha almost got wiped out by the Red Bull as he chopped across the front wing there. As Ryan Benink has moved up the order. Geordie's fallen down the order in the Aston Martin because he's not here. But Misha is right behind the Red Bull driver. But the Red Bull used a bit more EOS there to stay ahead. As Kick and Ryan move up the order there to get past the ghosted car of Geordie, who can't get back in the session, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. Snipes is ahead of Richie, puts himself into P40. Look at these. Look at these cars everywhere. There's a Haas who's almost spinning off the track there. That's Kevin, has been demoted down into 40th place there. Last week's race winner, struggling at the exit of Luffield as he puts himself now into 30th place with Snipes. But Misha looking to overtake. Look at this helicopter cam. That's a lovely shot. Look at the Red Bull going through the Aston Martin as well. As we go back towards the front of the field then. Fireblaze followed by Dylan Hunnell. Veg Oak in P3 ahead of Misha. Misha wants to get past these guys immediately because he knows he's in the best place to try and get in first before the guys catch up. Finn Hertz as well, Kick, and whoever was leading the Grand Prix early on in the Grand Prix as well. But here we are then, as we make our way towards the final 3 corners we go. Somebody in the background went for a half spin. Was that Kevin? I'm not quite sure, but unfortunately for him, he's dropped himself into last place. Down the inside, makes contact, gets on the curb, and it's all a bit scruffy going down there in towards where we go. Now, can Misha find a way past with the DRS wide open? He can't afford to stay behind these guys any longer than he should have. He needs to get past these guys immediately because look at Kaiken Haas, look at Ryan, all at the back of him as well. So here we are then, headed down towards turn 4 and turn 5 as the DRS is wide open once again between all these guys. Any moves being made? Here comes Kaiken Haas, but there's no room around the outside as Misha just closed the door there, almost puts Kaiken on the grass as we head down towards Luffield. They look at the grip difference between these guys, and Misha trying to get a better exit. He's right on the back of the Red Bull driver, has the slipstream. Will he dare go for a lunge? And look at the second RB driver of Dylan on the back of Fireblaze, and Ryan's ahead of his teammates. So that could have been team orders there between Ryan and Kaiken Haas because they weren't in the same race in the first stint, I don't believe. As we now swoop it through Magnus and Beck as we go. I think Kaiken Haas is on a brand new set of medium compound tyres. He did medium, did he? Let's have a look. No, he did soft medium. So I thought both McLarens did different strategies. But back towards the front of the field. Here comes Dylan on Fireblaze. Here comes Veg Oak on Fireblaze as well. Go side by side. And down the inside. And he almost crashed into his teammate. That was so close there. But Misha tries to go for a move. It was 3 abreast. But unfortunately, he made contact with one of the drivers, and now Ryan's going down the inside of Fireblaze, side by side between these guys. Ryan, though, with the better tyres, going wheel to wheel in the final corner. More bodging, he's in the gravel. Fireblaze there needs to try and give him a bit more room there between Ryan in P4, but once again he finds himself under pressure from his own teammate there in P5. We head down now towards the heavy breaker zone, in towards turn 3 we go. Ryan trying to go around the outside. Look at the confidence he has on the mini compound tyres then. When he gets a better exit, he will. Around the outside he goes, in towards turn 5. DRS enabled. What a great move there from Ryan. Next target now is Veg Oak. And here comes Veg Oak side by side with Dylan as he goes up into Brooklyn's then. Ryan needs to be patient about this. He can't afford to be involved in contact with people on different tyres, especially people on older tyres as well. Now go wheel to wheel with Dylan Hummel as he boxed in. He puts himself into P2. Next target is Veg Oak. Can he take the lead of the Grand Prix? We're about to find out now. No, he can't. He stays behind. But Finn Hertz, who's up into P7, he hasn't really made much progress, has the Ferrari driver, because Ryan's made a lot of progress, because Ryan and Finn were fighting together. But they've been separated with the safety car And Ryan now, on the back of Edge Oak, is about to take the lead of the Grand Prix. But the DRS wide open, the McLaren driver senses first place. There it is then, with the rear wing wide open. Here comes the RB of Dylan. Here comes his teammate, Kaken Haas. And look at that, side by side. Into Silverstone we go. Dylan almost went around the outside, but he couldn't quite do so. But it's a McLaren 1-2 here. It's Silverstone. Down the inside goes Misha to reclaim. Oh, it's a spinner. It's Dylan there, who has unfortunately gone for a spin. Fireblades has made contact with the RB as well, as these guys getting muddled up in different places there, unfortunately, tangling with different tyres. And that's what happens when a safety car comes out, because it really jumbles the order of people on different tyres going at it. But it's McLaren 1-2 so far. Fantastic driver from Kaken Haas and Ryan to make their way through the field as quickly as they could. Dylan saves the car though. He's still in P5, so he hasn't lost a lot of places, but Finn Hertz will be very frustrated to see that Ryan is in first place, because Finn took pole, but under that safety car, he's not really been able to gain any places so far. Has been stationary in P6 with Kick right behind on the hard compound tyres. So here we are. It's the McLaren 1-2 with Veg Oak in P3, Misha in P4. Dylan Hummel, who hasn't pitted just yet, is up into P5. So the soft medium strategy can work, which you didn't know. But I thought the soft compound tyres was rubbish at this circuit and any track as well. But it turns out not to be. Turns out to be a decent tyre so far. So Misha, it's been a shame for Misha, because he was the highest driver on newer tyres on that first safety car, but he's still in P4. So the guys behind managed to get through him quickly, and he's still in P4. He's not gained any places whilst being on the brand new semi compound tyres. Has he been a bit impatient? Has he been too patient? A bit too passive there, not being overly aggressive trying to get through the drivers? But however, he went from an RB 1-2 to a McLaren 1-2, as Ryan Benning leads him away from Kaken Haas and Venjoke in P3, still on the old hard medium compound tyres then. So not been too bad from Venjoke so far, but his tyres will start to fade away very shortly in the next upcoming laps, and that's when Misha can try and strike and overtake him. Taking a wider angle through there to get a better exit with the DRS wide open. Can he try and force a move down the inside into Brooklands? He's a bit too far back. And here comes Finn, right to the back of Dylan then. This is an important move for the Ferrari driver to make his way back towards the front. He does. He goes up the inside and he puts himself into P5. And look at that. Venge Oak is struggling for grip there, almost out of DRS range. Misha needs to overtake immediately, because if Venge Oak and Misha break the DRS, it is so difficult to get yourself back in DRS. So it's very important not to break the train up for Misha, otherwise he'll find himself vulnerable from the guys behind. So it's now or never for Misha to get past. Look at that, Venge Oak is out of the DRS range of Kaken Haas, because the two McLarens are scrapping away there. Are the two teammates then scrapping away for first and second. And here comes the Misha on the Red Bull driver as he puts him into P4. Here comes Finn Hurst now. Look at that, it's a double overtake, and he puts himself into P3. What a fantastic move there from Finn Hurst as he puts himself now into third place. Can he try and catch up towards the two McLarens who are themselves are scrapping away for first and second? Finn is back where he needs to be, where he was originally in the first strategy, as he sets the fast up of the Grand Prix. So decent pace from Finn. Look at that. Here comes Kick almost up the inside in towards turn 1 we go. As we make our way now towards turn number 3, Venge Oak is right there back at Misha. He's on the order medium compound tyres. Of course, Dylan Hummel is still there as well on the order medium. He's trying to fight and defend from a long time, because those guys are waiting to go on the soft compound tyres later on in this Grand Prix. So watch out for them. They'll be very quick. The two McLarens, though, still scrapping away. What will two McLarens do? Will those two McLarens try and work with each other? A Ferrari spun. That's Richie down at turn number 4. And he gets going once again. But what will the two McLarens do in first and second? Will they decide to pull up? Will they work together and try and build that gap over 1 second? Keep it over a second so that Finn Hurst does not get the DRS on the back of them, and therefore both McLarens can scrap later on in the Grand Prix. Let's see if it works that way, because if they scrap now, they're going to bring along the guys that are downwards, so they don't want to scrap. Keep it nice and simple between these two McLarens. Follow each other, and that's exactly what they want to do as well. Because now Kaken Haas puts himself into first place. He slingshots past and leaves Finn to in third place. Richie's picked up a 3-second time penalty. But ever since that first safety car, it has really helped and put into the favours of McLaren as they're able to take the opportunity, grab it by the hands, and pull away from the rest of the guys now. This should be their race unless another safety car comes out to try and interrupt their progress. It's a shame for Finn though, because ever since that safety car came out, he's not been able to move forwards. He's been struggling to try and overtake the guys. As Richie has retired in the pit lane, then so that's it. Safety car. He's retired on the entry towards the pit lane, not in the pit lane. A safety car has came out again, and this could be controversial because I don't see this going down well with the stewards. Indeed. I think a lot of people will be absolutely frustrated with this safety car coming out. Safety cars came out again, and I'm going to take a break to recover my voice, so I'll see you guys very shortly. I expect these guys, whoever's got a brand new set of medium compound tyres, as a racing nerd, HRT is in here. Welcome, mate. Thank you so much for joining this stream. Of course, you're familiar with some of these drivers in this division. But it's been a brilliant race so far. Both McLarens have had it their own way in P1 and P2 ever since that first safety car came out. They put the pressure on. They did the overtakes. When Misha couldn't do the overtakes because he stayed in P4. He stayed behind a driver on all the tyres, which was Venge Oak, and therefore broke the DRS. And that's why those guys have been separated. But I think these guys now should be back on a level playing field because everybody will be joining the pit lane. Every single person will be in the pit lane. I feel... Oh! Ryan there. Getting a 10-second time penalty for speed in the pit lane. That's collision. That's very controversial. Snipes getting a 10-second time penalty. But that will be discussed after the Grand Prix. Not quite sure what his intentions were. As Finn's retired, he's out of the race. Wow. Gone from bad to worse for Ferrari. A few people double stacking there. But now I will go to I will take a break and go to toilet. I'll be right back very shortly. Oh my goodness me. Finn's retired car has held up two drivers. Oh dear, it's gone from bad to worse for Ferrari. So the second safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Racing, we'll presume, and we'll have 10 laps of action here at the British GP. I have no idea who is going to win this Grand Prix. Could be anybody, but Geigen Haas and Ryan swapped places there. Oh yeah, because they did a double stack. So Geigen Haas, that was a very interesting one because he'll be the one that has the big chance of winning. Because that move was pivotal, because those two were swapping places when that safety car came out. Before the safety car came out. Now Veg Oak is right at the back. Okay, and here we are. They're down towards turn. We go. As Timmy's been shoved into P2. There's a spin there. He's made contact, and the RP goes off into the gravel then. As Kick puts himself into P4. Now been demoted again, because Ryan has just defended there. With Dylan on the back of him as well. And Fireblaze too. That's the monster Jordy has left the session. Hopefully he gets back in. But like I said, he should have joined back ages ago, because the safety car came out a few laps ago. So that's why he's not joined back the session. Maybe it's like or rage quit, because he did see him spin early on in the Grand Prix as well. Champ and Timmy swap places, but Timmy has gone from first down to last, unfortunately. Robbie Jacobs puts himself into 10th place now ahead of Jordy, who keeps losing places there. So let's forget about him. But here comes Ryan right to the back of the RB. He does have a 10-second time penalty for speed in the pit lane. 20 seconds, so he made contact and he sped in the pit lane, so that's why he's got a 10-second time penalty, unfortunately for him. So that's a big penalty there for Ryan then, as we make our way now towards Cops we go, Magazine Beckett and Chapel, sorry. With Veg Oak, he's on the soft compound tyres, so he needs to capitalise on his set of soft compound tyres. Well, he has the chance, because we know the soft compound tyres fade away quite quickly. Here comes Dylan on Kick, goes wheel to wheel with him in the Williams, as we he goes up into P5 on the soft compound tyres. So one RB is on the softs, the other one is on the medium compound tyres. Oh, right to the back of Misha there. I thought they made contact, but Misha is trying to defend as much as he can. But Ryan keeps pressurising him as we make our way now towards turn 1. Veg Oak is right behind on Kike and Haas as we head down towards turn 1 again. But can Veg Oak's tyres make it towards the end? Yes, they will. But how much wear will they have? And therefore, the mini compound tyres will come back into play. Fireblaze is ahead of Kick. We've seen these two plenty of times battling out on the Grand Prix, because SDM as well. So yeah, we've seen a lot of battles between those two, but Kick so far been demoted down to P7 because Fireblaze is on the soft compound tyres. Here we are down towards Brooklyn's. Then Ryan cannot find a way past of the RB as he gets super close to him. Robbie Jacobs is ahead of Snipes as he puts himself into P9. He goes, but Venjoke, he needs to get past immediately while he can on them soft compound tyres. I think Kike and Haas is going to win the British GP. I think he's on the best tyres. I think he has good pace, because Venjoke, yes, he's got a good pace, but at the same time, I think his soft compound tyres will start fading away towards the latter end of the Grand Prix. So that could be the case, or can he hold in on there? I'm not quite sure. Dylan's in a good place as well in P5 and Fireblaze, but I think the people in the mini compound tyres may be better towards later on in the Grand Prix as well. So watch out for that. But Venjoke has the DRS, but he's not going to go for it straight away. What's his strategy? Is he going to stay behind Kike and Haas until the last stages, or is he just trying to go for it straight immediately? He's not really gone for the moves so far. He's been sticking the back of Kike and Haas's DRS, so that could be a good strategy call from him indeed, to keep the guys behind and put him in the best place later on when the lap 25 or lap 26 comes. We're headed down towards turn 3 now. Turn 4, turn 5. We'll see then. Will Venjo go for a move down the inside on Kaiken with the DRS wide open then, making sure he keeps the RB behind him and the other Macau driver indeed. As we head down towards Brooklyn as we go. Not going to make a move on this occasion, so he would have gone for it by now. But I think he's going to play a wise game. I think he's going to stick behind him and wait for the last stages. Fireblaze and I think it was Dylan going side by side. Fireblaze gets ahead of Dylan. He puts himself up to P5 ahead of the RB driver. We know that Fireblaze is second in the championship. And side by side in towards Cops we go. What a move. Ryan puts himself into third place ahead of the RB driver. But I don't think it'll count because he has a 20-second time penalty. I'm not quite sure if that gets removed or not, but we're about to find out then if it does get removed, and that's why he's fighting quite hard. Maybe he's helping his teammate because he needs to overtake Veg Oak and therefore let his teammate win, because that's the only chance McLaren has. And here comes Fireblaze up the inside, but Misha defends. That was super intense indeed between those two cars there. And now here comes the second RB, and Dylan around. Look at that. He's not going to... Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. He applied the brakes when he was on the grass and off the track, and therefore lost the balance as well. So that's a shame there for Dylan. He puts himself or demoted down into P8 now, with Kick just in front of us. Back towards the battle between the top five. Fireblaze looking for a move on Misha, who is struggling there on the mini compound tyres. Fireblaze has got a lot of confidence in that Mercedes to try and go for moves. But Misha, once again, is almost out of DRS range, and we'll see then what happens going down towards Brooklands. He needs to overtake him immediately to stick with the top four if he wants a chance of scoring on the podium. Mate Timmy gets a 10-second penalty as he retires in the pit lane, so no safety car will come out. But look at the top three bunched up. The Red Bull is in a big predicament, because if Ryan overtakes him, that's it for Van Joke. There is no chance for him to win this Grand Prix, because both McLarens will use each other as a DRS, and therefore Van Joke has no chance to get past. So he needs to keep them. It's going to be a very hard one for Venge. He needs to overtake, I think, Kaken Haas to stay ahead of Ryan. He needs to stay at least ahead of one McLaren if he wants to win. But finds himself in a bit of a predicament here. Does the Red Bull driver? How is he going to play this out? Will he overtake Kaken Haas, or will he stay behind him and try and keep Ryan behind him? So here comes the Haas up the inside. Kevin up the inside. We haven't really seen much of Kevin in this Grand Prix. Going side by side. Fireblaze is off the circuit there. There was no space as Kevin puts himself up into P5. Last week's raceman as well. They're in P5. As we make our way again out of the final corner to start lap 25, there is 5 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. Who is going to win the British GP? You think that Kaken Haas would have the advantage on the mini compound tyres, and plus his teammates there as well. Tips for not seeing good from afar, but your parents won't let you. As Robbie and Jakob there going side by side. Robbie and Kick going side by side, but he's trying to go down the inside of the RB. Missed contact, and Kick is in a spin. Unfortunately, Milan Langer now has been promoted up into P10. It's been a massive shame for Milan, because those safety cars have put him at a big disadvantage. Can you look how much warnings everyone has in the top 5? Of course I can. No, in fact I can't, Finn, sorry. I thought you meant penalties, but if you really want me to look at the warnings, Finn, what I like to do, mate, is that I don't like to look at the warnings because I don't want to give away information to other rivals, if that makes sense. So I hope you understand, mate. It's nothing personal, of course, but I don't want to give information away, or I want to keep the viewers on their toes, if that makes sense. But as you can see, 3 people in this race have penalties. DRS again wide open, and Van Joke has to keep Ryan behind. So I think he needs to go for an overtake on Kaken Haas if there's any chance. Here he is, up the inside into Stowe, side by side. But the McLaren driver has much better speed around the outside, stays in first place. What a move there to stay around the outside. In the background, that is Kevin versus Misha. Forced a move, and that's a lovely move there from Kevin to put himself into P4. As we make our way now towards turn 1 and turn 2 once again, with Van Joke in the middle of a McLaren sandwich, the Red Bull versus McLaren. And here he is up the inside in towards turn 3, but Venge is a bit late on the brakes there. He stays in P2. This is real intense stuff indeed, because Venge, the idea is he needs to stay in front of one McLaren to win this Grand Prix. And here he is, go for the overtake. Then he has to force the overtake. He puts himself into first place, and Ryan goes down the inside too. Do you know what? Quite strange for Ryan to do that, considering he got a 20-second time penalty. So I thought he'd stay behind his teammate, but it turns out not to be. So does he believe that he can get his penalty removed? The question is, though, can he get his penalties removed? But if you speed in the pit lane, you can't get it removed because you sped in the pit lane, if it makes sense. So it's a speeding penalty. So yeah, you can't get it removed, unfortunately, but he has 2 penalties, so maybe get one of them removed. But look at this, a big train for first place, followed by the 2 McLarens and the Mercedes and the Haas behind with the RB. Side by side, and Van Joke might lose 2 places on the straight. He will, but here comes the McLaren on the inside, and Venge stays in second place. And Kaken Haas was under massive pressure from Kevin. Now look at this, wheel to wheel between these 2. We head down towards Vale there, as down the inside goes Mercedes. Oh, it's so close between these guys here, very close indeed. Misha stays in front of Fireblaze under massive pressure, as Fireblaze then switches to the inside line, going towards turn 1, but the RB uses a bit of battery as he stays in front of him. This is mega stuff indeed between all these guys. As we head down towards turn 3, the Red Bull out breaks himself. Is this a chance for Kaken Haas to make a move? Around the outside he goes in towards turn 4. As the Red Bull driver just stays in front for the time being then. As he has the DRS the back of Ryan. And Verjoke is doing a mega job to keep one McLaren behind, staying in the middle of this train. I'm surprised that Ryan overtook his teammates. How much warnings does Kaiken Haas have, Indigo? Fine. I'll do it for you, Finn, because I like you, Finn. One, that's the first lap. One warning only for Kaiken Haas. That was the first lap. As we make our way now towards Cos we go. Look at the speed, look at the difference in tyres there. Kaiken Haas surely is not going to go for the move in towards Maggins and Beckett. He stayed behind so far for the time being there. But this is such an intense fight between the top 5. No more warnings as the DRS then enabled for both cars as Verjoke defends the inside line. Here he is then. He's going to go 3 abreast almost. Verjoke takes the lead. Oh, look at that around the outside. Go Kevin in contact between the McLaren and he's almost in a spin. He keeps it pointed in the right direction. Kaiken Haas now puts himself into second place. And there's more contact between these guys here with the Haas, McLaren and the RB getting so close for comfort indeed, but they keep it pointed in the right directions. Misha now gets ahead of Kevin. He puts himself into P4. This is so intense indeed. They know that Ryan has a penalty, so it's still a fight. It's still a fight for the final spot on the podium. Could go towards anybody. The Haas is down the inside, forces a move up the inside of Misha. And here we go once again then. This is so intense. Here comes Kevin around the outside. In towards turn 5 we go with the DRS enabled for both drivers. But the question is who is down on the brakes there. More contact between these guys. And further in front, Kaiken Haas takes the lead away from Verjoke as the Haas goes deep there. Outbreaks himself. And Ryan trying to go around the outside but barges wheels. And here comes Misha up the inside. Into Luffield we go. A fight for traction as Misha gets ahead for the time being. But can Ryan fight back as just go around the outside course. Bit of ERS as well being used there. This is so intense, but Ryan stays ahead of the RB. And in the background, that's Kevin versus the Mercedes driver. Here comes Robbie Jacobs now involved in this battle. He puts himself into P6, but Firebase keeps it pinned on the inside, but has to back out for the time being. This is so intense. More people, more characters get involved in this battle for first place. How many more laps can we do with this? Side by side goes Misha and Ryan now. In towards Cos we go. And Ryan's been pushed down into P4. Misha goes up into P3. Wow, this is just so intense. How on earth can I keep up with all this? This is just incredible. There is people swapping places every single time. But Kaiken Haas now leads ahead of Verjoke for P2. Misha in P3 despite being shuffled backwards in the second stint. Wow, this is just incredible stuff indeed. There is 3 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. It looks like Misha dropping away slightly. Needs to keep a DRS range. Ryan Bernanke is still there. Maybe his soft compound tyres are starting to fade away, but the door is open. Can he go through? No, he can't, but he's still side by side. It's so close between these two here as the DRS once enabled again for both drivers. Misha stays at P3. Here comes Kevin now, looking for a move around the outside into Brooklyn. He's going to make it stick again. Oh, it's 3 abreast. He's in the middle, but keeps it unscathed. How on earth did those 3 not make further contacts? But look at this then. Here comes Ryan around the outside again into Luffield. Look at the cars. Absolutely. Through goes Robbie Jacobs from P6. There's contact. And they're both in the wall. And out of the race they go. Unbelievable stuff. Kevin's in the wall as well. And he's out. Robbie Jacobs from P6 to P3. Misha is still in 4th place. Do you know what? How long has Misha been in 4th place? He's always in 4th place. No matter what happens. But more importantly, as the Red Bull goes off the track, that's Robbie Jacobs again going off the track there. Stays at P3, but picks up a warning for that one, I'm sure of it. Milan Langer now is up into P7 as he gets ahead of Snipes. But the battle for the top 2 continues. The soft compound tyres surely must be fading away. Hopefully they're in good shape because there is 2 laps left to go to see who will win the British GP. Will it be Verjoke? Will it be Kaiken Haas? Stay tuned for the last 3 laps of this Grand Prix because it will get spicy indeed between the Red Bull and the McLaren driver. But Robbie Jacobs appeared out of nowhere to go from P6 to P3. And here comes Dylan up the inside of his own teammate now as we get so close between the 2 RB boys. Wheel to wheel, keeping the Mercedes guys at bay as Misha goes deep and Dylan does the switch back as he puts himself up the inside. DRS enabled for Dylan as, in fact, both of them because they're in the detection point behind Robbie Jacobs. There is Milan gets ahead of his teammates, so Milan finally joins this battle after being disadvantaged by 2 safety cars. Do you know what? I wish I wasn't ill, otherwise the commentary would be a lot better because I'm struggling to speak. It is very hard to keep up with a sore throat and a cough, but I think I'm doing my best, you know. This is not my best commentary I've could give out, so I'm doing my absolute best, but it's a battle between the top three. Robbie Jacobs is his DRS rage of his own teammates and Kaiken Haas. Wow, this is going to get spicy there. Kaiken Haas is now under pressure from Red Bull. It was McLaren who had the pendulum, but this time it's gone towards Red Bull because if you remember, Veg Oak was under massive pressure from both McLarens. This time it's Kaiken Haas under pressure from both Red Bulls. And Misha gets ahead of his teammate once again, but it's the final lap of the Grand Prix. And these guys are fighting so hard. Snipes going to the inside of Fireblaze in towards Vale, but he can't quite do it. The door is shut. But here we are then, the top three for the final lap of this race. 5.8 kilometers left to go. 2 DRS zones, heavy braking zones, and a fast cornering into snow. We'll see who will take the lead of the Grand Prix. Kaiken Haas surely will be under massive pressure from both of them, but it seems that Robbie Jacobs has better grip on his mini compound tyres too. So will it be a Red Bull 1-2? Can both Red Bulls slingshot past Kaiken Haas after both McLarens had the pendulum? Oh, here he is on the inside, in towards Brooklyn as we go. Down the inside, he takes the lead away. But can Kaiken Haas do a switch? But there's contact between those two. Has he lost the end play? I'm not quite sure. But Robbie Jacobs around the outside, look at that, a better exit. And here he is then, side by side with his own teammate now. As we make our way towards Cops, they go wheel to wheel between the two Red Bulls. It's 3 abreast. Here we are down towards Cops we go. And let's see who takes the lead. It is Robbie Jacobs, who is in first place. Amazing, incredible stuff. Those three did not make contact there as Kaiken Haas, he could have easily taken out one of the cars there, but he did do so. But DRS for the final time in this race. We'll see which one of these three will take the lead into snow. Here comes Venge Oak. Again and again and again and getting closer and closer. Here comes Kaiken Haas on the inside. Unbelievable, there's contact and he's almost in a spin. And the Red Bull driver goes wide. Venge Oak stays in P2, but he slows down. He's slowing down. And Venge Oak will take the lead of the Grand Prix. Unbelievable stuff indeed. We make our way towards the final 2 corners we go. It is Veg Oak who wins the British GP ahead of Robbie Jacobs, and Kaiken Haas is up as a P3. Unbelievable scenes indeed. This is just wow. I have no idea how we managed that, but it's a top 3 that we've never seen. Oh, it's unbelievable. Fantastic stuff indeed. Somebody drew the pie, so I was a bit nervous they were going to say something, but they didn't. They just left. Oh my god, hot for Doma, Yoma. Wow. I can't believe what I've just seen there. That was just, as spectators, amazing. As drivers, frustrating. It must be so frustrating. There it is then. Venge Oak from start in P16 finishes in first place. Unbelievable. Robbie Jacobs in P2 with the fastest lap ahead of Kaiken Haas. Both Red Bulls came out of nowhere. Both Red Bulls came out of nowhere in that second stint. Kaiken Haas was left vulnerable against both Red Bulls with Misha and P4. Milan from 12th to 5th. Milan, after getting disadvantage in both safety cars, just looking at the chat there to see what happened, but shall I get these guys in? I'll take a quick picture before we get going because I might want to podium interview these guys. Let's see what these guys have to say. I'll do a podium interview. Why not? If these guys want to do it, then they can do it. So, sorry about that. The top 3 have been invited to the podium interviews, and hopefully we can hear from you Dutch people are so crazy when it comes to racing. You're all like Max Verstappen. No, I'm only joking. Let's see if those two or those three want to do a podium two. If not, then I could get going and go back to what I was doing. I didn't realise it's okay, mate. Don't worry about it. But I didn't realise that my party was open the whole time, as somebody joined in. So anybody could join in. I'd ruin the commentary. But geen probleem, jongen. Thank you all for joining the stream. I really appreciate your support. Means a lot. It looks like the top three do not want a podium interview, so we can probably end this stream. My phone is having a bit of a spasm, so let me try and tag the top three. I'll just give it a few more minutes before these guys join. And here he is then. He has joined the party. Yo, hoe gaat het? Lekker, jongen. You did. So let's talk to you about your race, because you didn't have a good qualifying session, did you? You started down in, where was it? You started down? Was it P? Where'd you start? Yeah, P16. So what happened? You did. So you. So on that first safety car, you was in the medium compound tires. You made up 5-6 places, I think, on the fourth lap. So you were up there. But when that safety car came out, what was you thinking when that first safety car came out? We can't hear you, mate. Make sure your voice has to be shared. It's okay. You know how to do it. Go to party settings, and voice to be shared. Yeah, so go to party that we're in, and go on the 3 dots, and go to party settings, and it should say, no, go to voice chat settings. Sorry, go to voice chat settings and put it on allow. It says voice chat.
It's on now. Yeah, it's now on.
So we'll start from the beginning then. So you qualified at P16 after a 5-place grid penalty. So you stayed out during the first stint, so you're on older medium compound tyres, but you still kept up with those guys on newer tyres. And when that second safety car came out, you must have been absolutely buzzing, because you're able to put on a brand new set of soft compound tyres and be on a level playing field with everybody else to fight for the lead of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, exactly.
And how intense was it? Because, oh, sorry about that, you continue.
Yeah, it was really intense because I needed to stay in the middle of both McLarens, and I knew when they would get in P1 and P2, it was over for me, because they will just play the tactical games. So I need to stay in the middle of them, and I did it. And then I just waited for Robert to come along, and he luckily was there in the last lap to help me out, and gave me actually the win for all my hard work in the last races. And yeah, we got the win, and we got 1-2 actually.
Yeah, you did as well. What was the play behind that? Why did your teammate let you go? Was it team orders? What did you?
We just made an arrangement in the beginning of the season. He goes for the championship, and I just want one win this season. So now I get that, and I'm fully focused on his championship for the rest of the races.
Ah, I see that. So he's going to go for the championship. So do you think is he the fastest? Is he the fastest out of you two? Do you think?
The faster, yeah, I think he's the faster one. But maybe just not the smarter one. But for this season, he's one of the main guys for the championship.
That was a very intense race because you had to deal with both McLarens as well. But the pendulum swam back your way because once one of the McLarens were out of contention, then your Red Bull teammate made a fantastic move to go up to 3 places from 6th to 3rd, and he caught up to you with your DRS. So when it was the pendulum swam back in your way because that means 2 of you versus 1, you're able to try and put the pressure on the McLaren driver or Kaken Haas.
Yeah, it was just hoping that everything falls into places, and it did actually. So that's perfect.
How do you think the season's gone your way so far? You're currently P4 in the championship, aren't you? So, what's your expectations this season? I don't think you P4. I don't think you are. Let me rephrase that because I'm looking at the championship standards. No, you're not P4. Sorry, I was looking at the results for Belgium. You finished 4th in Belgium. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Just a normal season for me. I think nothing outstanding. I think it falls a little bit off when your age gets a little higher. No, I'm joking. It's decent for me, but not that spectacularly.
Well, the next race of the season is the Dutch GP, so majority of your home Grand Prix. What's your expectations there? Do you think you can challenge again?
I'm not there. The next 3 races I will miss, so that's why I'm also not going for the championship. I hope. I think it's going to be a nice battle with the McLarens, my teammate, and the Ferraris again, and maybe the Mercedes will join in. And there's also a fast Haas at the moment, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, when you do come back, you said you missed the next 3 races, so you're back in Mexico, aren't you?
Yeah.
So when you come back, Robbie Jacobs will probably stupefy for the championship. So when you come back in Mexico, are you just going to play second fiddle to your teammate and try and assist him in every single legal way?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Well, thank you very much today. Well done in your first win, mate.
Thank you.
Goed gedaan.
Bye.
Vandaag.
Yeah, thank you.
See you all later. Have a good night. Thank you for letting me commentate, guys. And we'll see you all maybe at the Dutch GP next week on Tuesday. Join us back 7:30.